Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about stencils. I absolutely love to use stencils. I love the finishing touches it can add to a painting or mixed media piece and the depth it can help to give. This, just to give you an example of how I use them, this is a pet portrait that I did. So you can see the background stencils. This is a stencil I made. This is one I bought. And these are also stencils, the numbers and the X's and O's are stencils. So there's one way I've used it. Here's another pet portrait I did using stencils, the brick stencil, as well as the diamonds and the squares. I've used them also often in my art journaling. And you can see how there's stencils in the background and in the forefront, and they really do help to add depth too when you're doing a mixed media page. So these are store-bought stencils that I use. Of course, you can get these off of Amazon. I absolutely love these. They're just little mandala shapes, all different. There's a whole ton of them. Now, one thing that I learned, and one of my friends pointed this out to me, is, you don't always have to use the whole stencil. You can just use a piece of it to add texture to a painting. So don't feel like when you use the stencil, you've got to use the whole entire thing. You might not want to. So, of course, these came from Amazon, I'm sure. This is just a piece of a ribbon. I absolutely love this one. These are store-bought ones. This is also a store-bought one that I use a lot. And you can use things as stencils that weren't even intended to be stencils. This is some type of a textured, I don't know if you can see it. It's a material that they use to wrap bouquets of flowers. But it makes a great stencil. I love this. And you can even you can get really inexpensive ones from the Dollar Tree. I mean, I've used this. I don't know if you can see them. There's several different types of feathers and an arrow. It's $1.25. You really can't beat this. But the main thing I want to share today is if you don't have the money to buy stencils, because some of them can be costly, unless you're going to the Dollar Tree, you can make your own. Now, initially, I tried to make them out of plastic with my Cricut. And I still do make them with my Cricut, but not out of plastic anymore. I actually use cardstock. Just not even real thick cardstock. Just flexible, thicker than copy paper. Now, these are the ones I tried to make with my Cricut out of plastic. I personally found it frustrating. Sometimes the needle got down thick enough where I could pop it out and actually make a stencil, and then some parts didn't get cut the way I wanted them to. It was that I found very frustrating. So then here's another one I made with the plastic. I mean, I like the pattern a lot, but it was a lot more work than making it with a piece of cardstock. So here's the ones that I made with cardstock. This I call my ice cube tray. And initially, when I decided to make them with paper, I wondered if they would really hold up that well. Well, they do, simply because acrylics, when they dry, they're like plastic. So they actually help to reinforce the strength of the cardstock. Oh, this is one that I did make with plastic also. But this I made with cardstock, and I'm telling you, it just keeps getting tougher and tougher every time I use it. And it was so much easier to punch out the shapes. I did use my Cricut to make all of these. I love the diamond pattern. This was actually probably just a piece of copy paper because that's how flexible it is. But like I said, they get stronger and more sturdy the more you use them because of the acrylic paint. Oh, here's another one I did with the plastic. This I did with a really thick plastic on my Cricut. I'm surprised that it came out this well because it's really thick. Must have had the setting right, but these are just the bird stencils. Now, what I wanted to show you today is how you can make your own stencils, even if you don't have a Cricut and if you don't want to go out and buy them. So one way is just with paper, draw out a design. This is a self-healing cutting mat. It's actually a sewing mat. It's an Anesus cutting mat that I got off of Amazon. And if you get a craft kit, knife kit, you can, even if you just have one, like an X-Acto knife, you can easily cut your own stencils. I just do like a rough draft. I don't worry about anything being perfect. Like I always say, we're not robots, we're artists. So if it doesn't come out perfect, Not that big of a deal. But the paper cut pops out very, very easily. So these are really easy to do. Now, if you have kids, you're probably not going to want to let them use this, but you can help them to make their own stencils too. If you have teenagers that want to, or I should say really preteen, teenagers could probably do this fine. But if you have kids and you want them to have stencils and you don't want to buy them, they can actually help by drawing a design, and this, you cut it out for them. Or they can actually cut out their own. So see, it's like so easy. Or you can also fold your paper. Just fold the paper and cut designs like I was doing here. I mean, it's so simple and easy to make your own stencils. See? You can just do it across the whole page. Just keep folding the paper and cutting. So that's one way. Now here's another one that I did using the craft knife, the X-Acto knife. So just so simple, so easy to make your own stencils. Another way is with a hole punch. Go right ahead, just keep going down. You can make them straight, you can make them just random. And here's one, where's the one that I did? Well, I already did one to show you. Okay, I'd almost finished this one. So you can just keep making just rows, and they're going to be just as much fun to use as the ones that you buy. So there you go. You can make your own stencils. I also want to talk about the brushes and how you can use things other than a stencil brush. Stencil brushes I love. I have a ton of them. They're all different sizes. But what you want to always do is wash them out immediately. If you don't wash them out immediately, then this is a great way to clean them. This is Murphy's concentrated wood cleaner. Put it into a jar, just a little bit, add maybe the same amount of water, and you can soak your brushes overnight and they will be like new the next day. Don't dump it down the drain. Just put the lid back on the jar and use it for another time you need to clean brushes. But this brush was hard as a rock because it didn't, I believe I might have used it with a medium to glue things, and it was so hard, and I just put it in the Murphy's wood cleaner overnight. Look, it's like new. So that's a good thing to know. Now, you can use, of course, the stencils, the stencil brushes. That's what they're made for. Let me just try this. You can also use makeup applicators. Let me get a little bit out here. You don't need a lot. I'm always guilty of just putting way too much paint on. Now, the important thing to do when you're going to be using a stencil is you don't want it to be thick like this. You just want to go like this. Get a lot of it out so you're going to have just a little bit on your brush. So it doesn't go underneath the stencil and make it all messed up. You can always get some more if you need to, but I don't think I need to. See? That's really fun. Now, you can also use a makeup applicator. If you don't have a stencil brush, same thing. Don't have too much. Just use a little bit. It can be as dark or faint as you want it to be. You know, you might just want just a little bit in the background of a painting or on top. See? So, it's a lot of fun. I hope you found this helpful. Oh, I did want to mention also that everything I showed here came from Amazon. Everything. Oh, one more thing. This pink soap. They say to use this as a brush cleaner. I don't use it. I use the Murphy wood cleaner. But this stuff is fantastic if you get acrylic paint on your clothes. It's going to work easier if as soon as you realize you get it on your clothes, you take whatever you're wearing off, put some on, rub it in, maybe use an old toothbrush and rinse it immediately. But I have gotten acrylic paint out of things that I didn't even realize were in my clothes because I'm not a person who wears a smock or an apron when I create. I just wear my regular clothes. So I often do, well, I can't say often, but once in a while I'll get something in my clothes and I'll realize it later. And I just take it, put cold water on it, pour a little bit of this on it, rub it in with a old toothbrush, let it sit for a few minutes, and usually I can get it right out. I've actually never not been able to get out acrylic paint out of material if I use this Speedball Pink Soap. And again, this also came from Amazon. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can ask me questions in the comments, or please like and subscribe, and enjoy your creative day.